playing their best football when it matters most.
Kickoff here. It'll be the Braves kicking deep to New Lexington. They got two deep. And, this it says shootout written all over it.
It does.
Both offenses able to put up a lot of points.
Panthers won the toss and elected to receive. Caught me by surprise a little bit. Thought they would defer if they won the toss. But they want to put their offense out on the field and try to get a lead early on this Indian Valley team, I believe, because I believe we're going to see some points in this game.
They started a little slow last week, a 3-and-out on their first offensive possession. Then they got a stop on the defensive side as well. So, it could be said here. They want to start fast. They want to make a statement here in Week 13.
I know Bentley Hansen gets all the accolades, but, you can't sleep on the other Panther receivers. Owen O'Brien, Talon Swinderman, and Lane Ratliff are all capable playmakers if they get the ball in their hands in the right space on the field. So you got to be cautious of that as well if you're Indian Valley. But I think you know what to expect more if you're New Lex coming in defensively. I think Indian Valley, I know New Lex has not faced a team quite like this. They faced some good running backs this year. Jaden Wallace, Carter Winland come to mind, but none of them as dynamic as Kinsey. But the same is true for Indian Valley. They've played a lot of good teams this year, but they have not played a dynamic offense, especially with the passing attack that the Panthers possess.
So we're getting ready to see that passing attack. Too deep for the Panthers. It's Miles Wilson, as well as Lane Ratliff back deep to return. Week 13, a date awaits in the regional final. James kicks a little onside pooch kick, and it goes out of bounds. So great field position already as that one goes out of bounds, and it'll be the Panthers offense to get things started.
The Panthers are going to get the ball at the 35-yard line. I'm not sure if that was by design, trying to kick it in a little void down along the middle, man, and just rolled out of bounds.
So here comes that potent pass offense of the Panthers. Isaiah Stevens over 34 touchdown passes. He's only got single-digit interceptions as well, so.
Just 3 interceptions. 5 touchdowns passing a week ago against Logan Elm, no interceptions. And I can't even remember the last time he's thrown an interception. It's been so many games. He's playing really, really solid football. Carson Kellogg also playing his best football of the year the last couple weeks. He's really turned it up a notch. In their 2 playoff games, I believe he's got 380 yards rushing in those 2 playoff games so far.
Someone that put on a lot of weight in the offseason, wanted to be stronger. They motion Schwendeman. They got 3 wide to the right side of the quarterback Stevens. Look for a quick screen pass here, and it'll be a quarterback draw. Stevens runs it forward, just gets a few yards on the first down tote. Not bad, spread them out and run with the quarterback.
Not a bad game plan to start. Spread this defense out as wide as you can get them sideline to sideline. Create some running lanes for Stevens and or Kellogg. If you motion him back into the backfield, he was lined up as a wingback on the first play from scrimmage.
2nd down and 7 now. Stevens, more motion. He's got Kellogg behind him, and it'll be a play action. Stevens looking deep, fires in the direction of Hansen. He connects at the 30, the 25, and there goes Hansen. It's a dynamic connection that's happened all year long, and on the second play of the game, the Panthers strike.
And that's exactly what you want to see if you're a Panther fan. Second play from scrimmage. Isaiah Stevens takes the top off the defense to his main man, Bentley Hansen. We're going to get another look right here, Dylan. Waited patiently in the pocket. Bentley Hansen gets behind all the defenders, and the race is on. They're not going to catch number 10. What a start for the Panthers.
So you mentioned over 1,500 yards receiving. I mean, he's just a dynamic weapon for them. It took him a little bit to get him into the game last week, but started to connect. He had 2 long catches for touchdowns, and it's been the same story here in the first minute and 20 or 40 seconds of this game. And they're going to go for 2. It's a give to Kellogg. He scoots his way in. 8-0 Panthers.
Just like that, my friend, 8-0. We haven't even played a minute of football here at Stewart Field in Coshocton, and the Panthers have an early lead. What a great way to start for the New Lexington Panthers. And, I had a premonition that this Indian Valley team, I looked at their results, their schedule. They just haven't faced a team as balanced and diverse as New Lex, and they haven't faced a quarterback as accurate as Isaiah Stevens all year. This team, the Indian Valley Braves, excellent at stopping the run. There was a big question mark about how they would stop the passing, especially vertical passing.
So we talk about a lot of points being scored that we projected here as we head in, and you know it's under a minute to go in the first quarter, and we already have 8 points on the board.
Now we're going to get a look at the top running back in the state of Ohio in terms of yardage per game. 5'9", 205-pound junior Grady Kinsey. More than 2,500 rushing yards this season alone, Dylan. Over 30 rushing touchdowns. You mentioned 8th in the country in rushing yards per game. Just incredible.
So this is Owen O'Brien. It might look funky, the ball on the ground. He's been doing it all year long. He usually kicks it deep from that position. So it's a unique kickoff strategy that's been working all year for the Panthers. So O'Brien kicks it on the ground, takes a couple bounces and a hop, and it's fielded there just beyond the 15-yard line. Bouncing it outside, and he is tackled right at the 30-yard line. That was Colton Smith on the return. So now we'll see the Braves offense.
And get ready for a lot of rushing. This team loves to run the football. We mentioned Grady Kinsey's the featured back, but they also have 2 other guys, quarterback Riker Williams and the second running back, Eric Golder. They will all 3 carry the football. They prefer to run it. Pass when necessary.
3 wide receivers to the left side. And this is a read option. And, you know, New Lexington started the game with a quarterback run. Same story here for the Braves. Just a couple yards on the first down carry.
And a week ago, we saw the first drive of Logan Elm produce some big runs by Michael Bach, and he eventually took it into the end zone for an early lead for Logan Elm. And New Lex quickly made adjustments in that game, in-game adjustments, and Logan Elm was never able to recover.
So the talented Kinsey in the backfield behind Riker Williams. A motion Golder. Williams gives to Kinsey. And he is tackled right away. So he averages over 230 yards per game. And he is stuffed for his first run of the ball game. It's a 3rd down and long.
Paul Stinson on the stop. We saw Stinson a week ago responsible for 2.5 sacks and 2 safeties. Big game for number 30 last week, and he makes his presence felt early in this one. And this New Lexington defense has been playing better and better and better each and every week as this season has gone along.
3rd down and 7. Just over 10 minutes to play in the first quarter. Would be a big stop here if the Panthers can get off the field. And Williams will take it himself. He is short of the first down marker.
Yes, he is. He's about
tackled at the 39, I'd say.
Nearly 2 full yards short. Very interesting call here early. Be very dangerous to go for this 4th down in your own territory. But I don't see wholesale changes coming in, Dylan. They may be so confident in their rushing attack that they're pretty much going to go for anything 4th and short.
So they mark it at the 38. That's now 4th down and 2. So Kinsey is the fullback on the play. And they give to Kinsey. He fights forward, and he's got the first down.
He got the first down, but he only gained 3 yards on that play. And if I'm New Lexington defensively, I'm feeling real good about the way we've started this game defensively. They really had to earn those 10 yards with all 3 plays there in that series. So, you know, as I mentioned a week ago, Michael Bach really got him for some chunk runs in that first quarter. I don't think you can allow that to happen again tonight.
So Coach Lancaster with a big gamble that pays off. This is a play action. Pressure in his face. Rolling left is Williams. Fires it deep. And the pass is incomplete. Contact, but no flag.
Yeah, good no call. That back judge looked like he might have been reaching for a flag, but he thought differently.
It was so underthrown. I don't know if that ball was catchable.
Yeah, no way that ball was going to be caught by the intended receiver.
So Williams, a sophomore quarterback here. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Got Kinsey in the backfield, and there's a false start. It's Colt James who is first to move on the outside That'll move them back 5.
I'll tell you what, pre-snap penalties could really hurt this team if they get behind the chains and are forced to throw. It's not what they prefer to do. They prefer to stay ahead of schedule and run the football downhill.
Not only do they like to run, they like to run time off the clock.
Yes, they do.
The Panthers with a quick strike already, 40 seconds. They put 8 points on the board. 2nd down and 15, 8:39 to go here in the first quarter. Riker moves Kinsey to his left, and it'll be another quarterback run. There goes Riker Williams. Williams with some space to the outside. He's past the 50, into enemy territory, lowers a shoulder, and he's brought down at the 40. Big run there from the sophomore quarterback.
You're going to get another look at it right here, Dylan. A couple of lead blockers out ahead, and he followed him with precision. Big chunk run from Riker Williams. Going to move the chains into New Lexington territory.
So a balanced attack so far between Williams and Kinsey. Kinsey only 2 carries already in this one, and the quarterback out rushing his tailback so far in this one. First down give, that's Kinsey. Kinsey, he had contact in the backfield, but goes to show he picks up 9 on that carry.
He was contacted at the 2-yard mark and gained 7 after contact. He's not easy to bring down. Very low center of gravity. He possesses a combination of speed and power that's very rare in high school football.
So you could say it was a gut-wrenching play there. 2nd and 15, allow a quarterback run into enemy territory. Not the best scenario here.
Riker Williams does average 93 rushing yards a game from the quarterback position. 13 rushing touchdowns on the year.
He's got 2 receivers. They motion the tight end. It's Kinsey to his left. This is a jet sweep, and it goes to the wide receiver who's past the 30, and he's brought down. It's Ratliff in on the carry. The give was to Colton Smith.
Lane Ratliff able to track him down. Get another look at it. Jet sweep action. And see New Lexington defenders were going downhill. Lane Ratliff able to catch up with the ball carrier and bring him down. It'll be a 3rd and very, very short.
They're going to give him the first down.
Wow.
So I'd say a generous spot there. Thought he was short, but now an I formation. Williams will give it to the back. Lowers the shoulder past the 15. He's tackled. That's Eric Golder on the carry.
That's the 3rd guy that's going to carry the ball for Indian Valley, and he's equally as effective as the other 2, as you can see right there, just running through New Lex defenders. They're all the way down at the Panther 15.
So much power from these backs. Strong legs. It's almost like they get so many yards after contact that it'd make it hard to stop. They got 2 of them in the backfield. It's Kinsley as the fullback and Golder, who just had the big run. And this is Kinsey. Kinsey fights forward. He stays on his feet. He's past the 5. This kid's talented.
He is tough to bring down. 5'9", 205 pounds. Very, very low center of gravity. Very strong legs. Keeps them churning.
So 2nd down and 1 yard to gain. Back to the I formation. And this will be a give to the tailback, and he fights forward. He's inside the 5. That's a first down. And there on the carry was Kinsey. So a long drive here for the Braves.
Game clock. There we go.
Under 6 minutes to play. Mind you, New Lexington scored 40 seconds into the game, so they've milked just over 5 minutes of the clock away. Maybe that's the reason why Coach Board elected to take the ball first. Don't get behind the clock here. 2 wide receivers to the right along with the tailback, and this is a quarterback keeper. Williams hit hard, and he is tackled in the backfield. I think it is Schwendeman in there for the stop. Take a look here on the replay.
Yep, Talon Schwendeman, Eli Stevens there as well. That changes things here, Dylan. They had first and goal from the 3. Now we're second and goal from the 7. So New Lex has put themselves right back in this.
So this is a give to Kinsey. Kinsey stays on his feet, and he is tackled at the 1. So it's third down and 1 now.
Paul Stenson saved the touchdown for New Lexington on that play. You see Kinsey take the handoff, and Lane Ratliff unable to bring him down. Stenson gets him at the 1-yard line.
I tell you, it's a hard man to tackle.
He is.
Offset I formation. Looks like they're going to give to Kinsey. He dives forward, and he's in for the touchdown.
I tell you what, they earned that, though. The Panther D made them earn each and every yard down the field. Nothing was easy. I love the effort I'm seeing from the Panther defense tonight. I don't think the Panthers are going to have trouble putting points on the scoreboard. I think their issue is going to be creating stops somewhere along the line in this football game.
So Grady Kinsey in with the touchdown run. See if they elect to go for 2 to try to even this one up. But we mentioned time of possession. 4:25 to play here in the first quarter, so milked a lot of time off the clock.
It took the Panthers just 40 seconds to score, and Indian Valley did it differently.
Back to the I formation. Williams rolling out left after a play fake, dives for the pylon. He's in, so the 2-point try is good. So it's an 8-8 score. We're tied up.
I'm not sure if they went for 2 just to match New Lexington or not, or if that's something they typically do, because we know New Lexington, they always go for 2 on their first score, and then they typically kick it unless an opportunity presents itself, like a half the distance penalty or something may change Kevin Board's mind. But they typically will kick the extra point from here on out. That may change in a game like this, though. I mean, points are going to be at a premium. You're going to need every point you can possibly put on the scoreboard tonight. Both these teams know it. Winner of this one plays the winner of St. Clairsville and West Holmes. That game taking place in New Philly tonight. St. Clairsville is the top seed in the region. The West Holmes Knights, the Cinderella story of the region. 13 seed coming into tonight at 7-5.
So I think you go back to that last drive, one play that really set it apart. That 2nd down and 15, big run for the quarterback.
Yep.
You know, it kind of really, not necessarily put New Lex on the heels, but, you know, it was a big play that got them in enemy territory, allowed them to play to their strengths, which was running the ball.
It was. They got the New Lexington defense very aggressive. Downhill right at the snap, and Williams had a couple of lead blockers out around the right end, and he followed them to perfection.
4:25, quarter number 1. They're getting ready to kick this one deep. It's a tie game up at 8. This one is kicked, and it will be kicked out of bounds. So 2 straight times, the kicker Colt James pooches one out of bounds. So great field position again for the New Lex Panthers.
Looks like they may be just trying to keep the ball out of the hands of the New Lex return man. But on the flip side, you're handing the Panthers the ball at the 35-yard line. I'm sure they'll take that.
So far in this one, it's the usual suspects. It's Grady Kinsey on the run for the touchdown on the Braves side, and it was a deep ball. It was Stevens to Hansen. We've seen it all year long as the duo strikes again here in Week 13. Here is Stevens. Takes the snap, eyes downfield all day to throw, fires, completes right in the middle of the field. That one completed to Tyson Spicer.
Tyson Spicer back on the scene. I didn't know he was going to play in this football game. He hasn't played since Week 5 against Tri-Valley. What a weapon to have, number 18. I'm glad to see him out there on the field. Wasn't aware he was going to suit up for this game.
Here is Stevens running left. He fires out. Spicer again. Getting the ball in his hands. He's past the 50.
I'll tell you what, Tyson Spicer can be a difference maker. I had no idea. I thought he was out for the season. And that definitely changes things offensively for New Lexington. That adds another weapon in the arsenal of Isaiah Stevens. And Tyson Spicer's specialty is taking a screen pass and weaving his way through the defense for chunk yardage. Look at this formation.
2nd down and 6. So they move Kellogg and they snap the ball. Stevens, eyes downfield. And they decide to throw it out to Kellogg. Kellogg breaks a couple tackles and is able to get just back. I think it was still a loss of 1 on the play.
seeing a lot of different things from New Lex that we haven't seen all season. Kevin Board breaking all the tricks out for this game. I love the preparation, Kevin Board, for each specific opponent. He's always prepared and has a wrinkle to throw in there.
So 3rd down and long here. It's a play fake to Kellogg. Stevens rolling left. Pressure. Fires to an open receiver. That's a 1st down. Big gain. It's caught by Carson Kellogg as the back slips out and gets a big gain on 3rd down.
Yes, sir. We're going to get another look at Stevens. So patient, so poised and calm in the pocket. Retreats a little, avoids the pressure, and finds number 13, Carson Kellogg, down on the sidelines. Stevens is having a great first quarter.
3 wide receivers. They motion Hansen. There's a give to Kellogg. His first run of the day past the 25.
I got to tell you, Dylan, they're having no problem moving the ball against this Indian Valley defense.
We mentioned a shootout potential here. It's been nothing but 1st downs to boot. Just over 2 minutes before the end of the first quarter. 5 wide. Stevens, eyes downfield. And he's going to throw and complete to Hansen. And they're going to rule it a catch. Another 1st down.
I can assure you that Indian Valley has not seen a passing attack like this all season long, and they are scrambling defensively. They look confused. They're out of position. And the Panther aerial attack will do that to you.
So now 1st down and 10 from the 14. Stevens out to Hansen. Hansen loses his footing. He's tackled at the 11. But it's still a positive gain of about 3 yards there, if not 4.
And I don't remember an incompletion Stevens has thrown yet in this first quarter. Have you? I think every pass he's attempted has been completed to this point.
So 2nd down and 7. In the red zone, not yet goal to go. 5 wide.
That's going to be an offsides against Indian. Ooh, they got back in time. Wow.
It was really close.
I thought he made contact.
Hard count almost had Logan Elm draw a couple offsides a week ago. This is a jet sweep to Kellogg. Kellogg, stiff arm, but not enough. Great stop on the play from the Braves.
Going to bring up a big 3rd down here, Dylan. We got 3rd and 9. Panthers can get a 1st down inside the 4-yard line.
Was Jackson Bircher in on the stop. So 3 wide, 3rd down and 10. Like you mentioned, big down here. Kellogg the back. Got Schwendeman in a sort of a tight end spot. Stevens in the pistol. He's going to give to Kellogg, and he's stuffed. So an interesting play call there to run the ball.
That play call right there indicates that he already was planning on going for it on 4th down, I believe. I think if you were thinking about kicking a field goal, you probably would have selected a different play on 3rd and long. That play call definitely leads me to believe he had intended to go for it all along if they didn't make it.
So I think the big problem here from the Braves defense is letting Stevens get outside the pocket. He's been thrown on the run really well, and they go back to this funky formation. Last time it was a screen pass to Spicer.
I think you're going to get a timeout. They don't know how to defend this, and I'm not surprised. It's a very unusual formation. They're gonna talk this over, Dylan, and try to get on the same page. As the Indian Valley Braves defensively have looked a little confused here on this drive. Haven't quite seen this level of passing yet this year.
And this level of creativity, I could say.
Yeah, and Stevens will throw it deep. He'll throw it intermediate. He'll throw screen passes. There's no part of the field that Stevens won't utilize in the passing game. And that's very hard to defend. And you have to defend the length of the field and the width as well.
So a 4th down and 10 to go. Just 2 seconds before we break for the quarter. Both teams playing to their strengths so far here. Not much defense. Both teams, quick passing attack from the Panthers, and the Braves able to run the ball. This would be a big big down here in the game.
This is huge. I mean, this is big for both teams. This is going to be the last play of the first quarter regardless.
The Braves get the ball at halftime. Should they not get it here and go down and use that clock, could be pressure applied to the Panthers. 4th down and 10. See what Board drew up here. 2 backs to the side of Isaiah Stevens. Schwendeman to the left, Kellogg to the right. And he's going to throw to Schwendeman. Schwendeman pass caught, reaches forward. I think he's got it.
Wow.
And I think he's going to be short.
Yeah, there's a questionable spot.
We'll take a look right here on the replay.
He extended the ball, and it looked
Let's take a look.
Looked like he may have got to the marker, but they marked him down short. He really extended the football out. It looked like he reached the 4-yard line.
Not sure if his knee was down. I think that was the deciding factor there. He reached forward, but...
So that pressure's now going to fall on the defensive unit for the New Lexington Panthers and try to force a 3-and-out of their own or stop at least. They have Indian Valley backed up at the 5-yard line, so there's going to be no question what they're going to do. Can you get their ball carriers on the ground? That's easier said than done.
That'll do it for the first quarter of play, tied 8-8. We'll be back for the second quarter of action. You're watching OHSAA playoff football here on South 60 Films.
Quality Housing Mobile Studio. Start of the second quarter. We're deadlocked at 8-0. Indian Valley's offense takes over with 95 yards and a turnover on downs. So I'm just missing out by the New Lexington offense. Maybe a foot short. As the Braves go back to pass. Instead of hand off into the hands of Kinsey, who runs forward up to the 10-yard line. He goes off.
It looks like he gained about 4, maybe 5. We don't have the best angle of that end zone down there. Definitely positive yardage gain on that play. Calling it 2nd and 6 here, Dylan.
So here is Williams. They go back to the eye. It's a formation they're familiar with. And there's a big give. And dragging a defender forward. There we see the talent of Kinsey.
It's going to take multiple guys most of the time to bring him down. He's just so powerful in the lower body. And you see there as he drug a Panther defender and about 5 yards extra.
And you know, I think if he was able to get that foot through, he could have made another defender miss and keep going. So the yards after contact has been a thing for Kinsey all year long. He's excelled at. So Williams will go to Golder this time. Golder with speed. Thought he was going to cut past the 30. Instead, he stopped and is tackled just short at the 29.
Yeah, you can just see this how elite this rushing attack truly is.
You know, I thought he had the edge if he wanted to go far right and use the sideline. Instead, he cut back, and I think it limited his run there. 2nd down, 2 to go. Only 1 pass attempt so far in this game for the Braves. It was an incomplete pass. And this is a quarterback keeper. Williams leans forward, and they're going to blow the whistle when he came down. He stood up and tried to fight for more, but they called him down. So he is short of the yard to gain. And they're actually going to give him a first down. So the second effort, I think they ruled it there for Williams. It's going to be enough for a Braves first down.
slow, methodical pace from the Braves offense.
So we talk about time of possession, already 2 minutes off the clock. So they've traveled 30 yards, about 25 rather, on this drive. This is a fake run by Williams, and he pops one over the top, and he completes the ball. He's tackled at the 40. That is Golder on the reception. So I've not really seen a fake run. I've seen a fake handoff, but that was something from the Braves.
Yep. Great pass and catch from Williams to Golder. You mentioned his speed. He's got a lot of speed. Like he's the Grady Kinsey's kind of like the sledgehammer, and then they hit you with Golder, who's fleet of foot, and it's kind of a contrast of styles.
So this is a quarterback keeper for Williams. Williams to the outside. Fights forward past the 25. And I tell you what, this rushing attack is something to watch. So they've used 3 backs already in this one, and all of them being used to perfection.
Yeah, they don't do many things different than you see on film. They're going to run the ball, and they're going to run it often, and they're going to do it with those 3 guys, Kinsey, Williams, and Golder. And they've done exactly that here in the first half of this one tonight.
3 wide receivers, and this is Williams again. Just a few yards there.
Just about 3 yards here, and this is the down right here. New Lexington really needs to buckle down and put them in a 3rd and long and at least make them think about throwing the football.
Pretty clean game to this point. 1 flag, it was a false start. Other than that, not much in terms of the penalties. So nearing the red zone. 2nd down and 7. Williams will give to Kinsey. Kinsey leans forward, and would you look at that? He just puts his foot in the ground and showcases that power when he embraces contact.
They're just very generous spot. Once again, Indian Valley's received several generous spots already in this first half, and the one questionable spot was on the 4th down play by New Lexington that we thought was closer than it was. And
so a 1st down. They are inside the red zone. This is Williams again, forward, past the 10. So another big gain. Mark it 6 on the carry.
Harrison Ratliff, the Panther to bring down the ball carrier. The leading tackler for this Panthers defense is Harrison Ratliff.
So 7:23 to play. We talk about how they're able to run the ball and run the clock. Really controlling the pace of play here. I formation, 2 receivers. And this is Kinsey on the carry. Fights past the 5.
It's going to be close to another Braves 1st down.
I think they're going to mark it short this time.
I think they're going to measure now.
Yeah, they're going to measure it.
That New Lexington defensive front, especially those front 4.
So they signal it a 1st down.
They're really going to have to make some more in-game adjustments as they did a week ago, but those guys really have their hands full down in the trenches. Eli Stevens, Nicholas Finley, and Paul Stinson. Those guys are guarding the left side primarily where the Indian Valley Braves like to run it.
So 1st and goal here. All placed on the 4, so only need 4 yards for the touchdown. Kinsey, the running back. He'll go that way. Leans forward, fights, and he's in the end zone. Number 2 on the day, Grady Kinsey. And now they're going to mark him short, so looked like he was in. We'll take another look here on the replay.
They couldn't have spotted that ball any closer without it being in, my friend.
Maybe his knee was down.
Yeah, it looked like right there his knee might have touched.
Right knee hit the ground. right at the half-yard line. So say it's on the 1, but it's just inches to go here. And it's just more time off the clock here. And this is going to be a give to Kinsey, and he gets it in on this next play. So Kinsey with number 2 on the day. And we see the Braves take their first lead of the ball game.
I'll be interested to see if they're going to kick this football or go for 2 again. Give us kind of an indication of what they do. It looks like they're going to line up to kick this one.
So the kicker, Colt James, not that it's a similar kick, but he's kicked 2 out of bounds. See if he can put these through the upright for a PAT. And that kick is up and good.
Nearly blocked by Bentley Hansen. Came flying off the right end. Laid out for it and barely missed that football. 15-8, nothing to panic about if you're a Panther fan. You have nearly 6 minutes left here in the second quarter, but putting points on the scoreboard is going to be optimum at this point. They can't fall behind 2 scores of this team, as efficient as they are offensively and as much time as they consume each and every drive. I'd say the pressure's on the Panthers this drive right here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. That's the case here. But you look, the Braves get the ball at halftime. So if you don't score on this drive, you give them clock to work with and the ball at the halftime, they could kind of run it down. So this is a big drive here for the Panthers. But to your credit, I mean, they've been able to do what they wanted offensively. Just the one stop on the rushing attempt on 3rd down, and then, the close call on that 4th down play. You have to throw it incompletion is Stevens. So, I mean, they've been able to move down the field no matter where they've been.
Yeah, they're very confident in what they do. You can tell that. And they're so confident in what they do that they're probably willing to go for it on 4th and medium, 4th and short from just about anywhere on the field. So that creates another problem for you defensively. Is trying to defend not only 3 downs, but potentially 4.
Colt James ready to kick this one away. This one's short, and it takes a little bit of a bounce. It'll be fielded there by Ratliff. And this is the worst starting field position of the day so far for the Panthers. And they'll take over at the 21. First kick by James, it didn't go out of bounds.
Yeah. I think the first 2 were intentional. I think they were trying to find a little void down in there and potentially give their side a chance to recover it. West Muskingum's the master of that. They often try to recover kicks, and just wonder if that's what they had in mind.
So 4 wide receivers here, and they motion Schwendeman out to the right. They send Hansen in motion, throw it out right. Hansen fights forward. He's got some speed down the sideline. He's got the first down. Tackled at the 38. And that's going to be holding on the Panthers, so that'll negate the big gain. On those screen passes, I wasn't sure if it was a man downfield that could have been called there, but regardless, right when I talk about the penalties not being much of a factor in this one, a big blow on 1st down.
That's devastating penalty, though. You had a 1st down, now you're all the way back at 1st and 20 from your own 12-yard line.
So 3 wide, Kellogg, the tailback, and they'll go to Kellogg. Kellogg moves forward. He's going to get almost back to the original line. So
Kellogg's been running very, very strong in these playoffs in this postseason. A couple of highlight reel runs a week ago. Panthers back to the line quickly.
Almost had 12 men on the field, but that was Spicer who caught it and fell right to the ground. In that case, you might want to just slap it on the ground and call it incomplete. But also you run the risk that throw was behind the line of scrimmage. Could be an active fumble. Under 5 to play now. Big 3rd down for the Panthers.
It's going to be 3rd and 12. Panthers love to use the middle of the field. in this type of situation.
Even the middle of the field in a screen pass format. We've seen that a couple times this year. 3 wide to the left of the quarterback, Stevens. And it's a play fake. It's up in the air and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25, moving down the sideline into the end zone. A pick 6. Rowan Picken scores for the Braves.
That's the one thing you could not afford to do, is allow them to score points on defense. Now you really put yourself behind the 8 ball, down 2 scores. And you mentioned the Indian Valley Braves are going to receive the kickoff to begin the second half.
So there is a flag down on the field. They're calling a hold on the return, so they'll take the points off the board. So it's holding on the Panthers. So the touchdown stands, and that will be a pick 6. What a turn of events here. So James will come on for the PAT. 21-8 the score. James' kick is up and good. So 22-8. You know, we mentioned the interceptions for Stevens. It hasn't really been a theme so far this year. You can't really blame that on him. The ball was tipped, and it was just right place at the right time for the Braves.
Definitely good scouting and good preparation by Indian Valley. As we just talked about, the Panthers loving to use the middle of the field, even on a 3rd and long, and that's exactly what they were trying to do, is hit Kellogg across the middle on a short screen and try to let him get some yards after the catch. And one of the Indian Valley up men really just got a fingertip on that ball, and it bounced right up in the air, and it was up for grabs from that point on.
So 427, a team that runs the ball primarily and a team that has great time of possession. This is not in New Lex's favor, but you will say they are able to throw the ball and strike fast.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is count the Panthers out and get too overconfident if you're Indian Valley. And they just celebrated after that score as if they won the game. So you got to keep that in mind, the emotion, the roller coaster of emotions that a teenager goes through in a big game like this.
So the penalty was accessed on the kickoff here. A kick from the opposite 45. And this one kicked right off a New Lex. That was off Schwendeman, but he's able to fall on it.
Indian Valley was offsides on that kick, and it was not called. They've got away with several calls right there. You can see 65 was a whole yard past the line of scrimmage before the ball was kicked.
Yeah, we're standing directly on that yard marker, and he was well in front. But regardless, the Panthers, you know, the kick from that spot, that's not bad field position to have here.
Not at all. 4.5 minutes to work with, plenty of time.
So we'll try to see this Panthers offense get to work. 2 wide receivers for Stevens. And there's a flag down. They're going to call a false start. It's on Owen O'Brien.
I'm not disagreeing with that call. He waited until the Indian Valley crowd implored him to throw that flag.
And you know, it does feel like an Indian Valley home game. Only a 38-minute drive from Indian Valley, an hour 15 from New Lex. So you can hear the cowbells and everyone from the Braves side. New Lex still traveling well over on the far sideline. 4:23 to play, quarter number 2. This is Kellogg. Kellogg wrapped up in the backfield, and he's tackled at the 30. So 2 Braves in on the tackle. Just over 4 minutes to play. Bad snap. Taken by Stevens, fires, and it's dropped. That hit Spicer right in the hands.
Yes, it did, and Spicer's a sure-handed receiver as they come. Wasn't able to bring that one in. Maybe a little rust to shake off. As we mentioned, he's missed the last 7 games due to an injury. I believe it was a hip injury.
So now another 3rd down and long, 3rd and 14 to go. 4 wide for Stevens. And a flag thrown. It's another false start. That'll move them back 5.
Didn't see that one.
Might have been Kellogg, but it was very minuscule. So the 3rd and long just got longer. 3rd and 19. We mentioned the Braves get ball to start the second half. Just 4 minutes until then. They motion Kellogg, and another flag for a false start.
Very interesting the way this is going here.
So we talk about no flags up to the most part of this game, and then 3 consecutive not consecutive, but 3 false starts on this drive alone. Now it's 3rd down and 24. They got to get to the 44-yard line for a first down. Kellogg moves out right. Stevens, eyes downfield. He rolls out. And he'll throw it away, but another flag down. Stop me if you've heard this before. I believe it's going to be a hold on the Panthers.
The flags continue to fly here in the second quarter against New Lexington. I don't know if a flag has been thrown on Indian Valley up to this point. It's been exclusively Panther penalties here in the second quarter.
They had the 1 false start that moved them back on the big run on 2nd and 15 from the quarterback, but that's been their only flag to this point. So 4th and 23, they'll have to punt this one away. And with the incompletion, clock stops at 3:46. So time here for the Braves, and this one just able to get it away. A big boot. That goes beyond the 20. I mean, that's one of the best punts I've seen all season. It's going to be checked up at the 13.
Yeah, that's
a field turner from the New Lex quarterback.
That sure is. And when they needed it the most, 3.5 minutes to play before halftime, and you desperately cannot allow Indian Valley to put another score on the board. Already trailing 22-8 are the Panthers. You got to figure out a way to put this team in some uncomfortable situations, some 2nd and long and 3rd and long where they might have to even think about throwing a pass. They've only attempted 1 pass in this first half. And if you don't have to throw it, I guess why would you?
You know, if they do pass, that is a weakness for the Braves and could have the right man at the right spot. You are the Panthers. This is a run for Williams. Williams, a stiff arm. He gets tackled by Hansen after the 20, and he believe will be short of the first. And now they're going to say move the chains. So Indian Valley have been able to run over anyone they've played to this point, even powerful teams that they've played. So just over 3 minutes before we break. And this is a give. And he'll be dancing a little bit, but still keeps fighting forward. That guy's hard to bring down. It's Kinsey on the carry.
He really is. It took a trio of Panthers to bring him down there. Not before he gained 9 yards on the carry.
So they're still taking their time. You'd think at some point you might want to play with some urgency if you want to chip in another one and really double dip. 1 yard to gain here on 2nd down. Timeout called. That is the Braves. So it's strange. You know, you milk all that time off the clock trying to come up with a play, and then you call timeout. Not sure what the mindset is there, but 2:23 before halftime.
Leaves the Braves with 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. Panthers have yet to call timeout. They have all 3 remaining. Could be key if they're able to somehow get the football back here in the last couple minutes.
We want to remind you tonight's broadcast presented by 740 Threadco, a Junction City company, your local expert in custom printed and embroidered apparel. And Snyder Flat Lumber, we have everything for your building needs from start to finish, including pole barn kits, free delivery on every order. Seals Flowers and Gifts, locally owned and operated since 1998. Master florist and designers. Well, partner, this is a big drive. Could flip entirely if it's a 30 to, could be 29-8 and get ball with great running team and time of possession. Things not looking good so far in the Panthers side of things.
Not at all, but we still have a lot of football left to play.
3 wide receivers. They send one in motion. This is Williams. Williams runs forward. He's past the 40. They've been able to run wherever they want, whenever they want.
They have, and Riker Williams is doing some damage with his legs as well. Several chunk runs by QB Williams. It's going to be another first down for Indian Valley.
Quickly down to Tim Plains on the sideline, brought to you by Hampshire Insurance. Tim, you keeping track of broken tackles from Kinsey for us? Because we've lost count.
Under 2 to play before halftime. Williams again. Or no, this was a direct snap to Kinsey.
And that's going to be no gain. That's great effort by that front 4 from New Lexington. Eli Stevens in on the tackle.
Kinsey's first carry of the game, he was tackled just right at the line of scrimmage. And this is only the second time we've seen him not get positive yards.
Now we have a 2nd and 10 situation. If the Panthers defense is able to do that again.
There's no urgency here. 1:24 to play. They have an opportunity to go up big here before halftime. Still, here's a play action. Williams, eyes downfield, feeling
Stenson.
pressure, and it's Paul Stenson in on the tackle.
And Stenson did it a week ago. He's doing it here again. Watch this pursuit right here by number 30. I think Riker Williams thought he had it. He had plenty of time, and Paul Stenson closed that gap in a hurry.
Just an absolute force on the Panthers defense. 2 safeties last week.
That's going to be a substantial loss there, Dylan. 6 yards lost on that play. So this is ideal for New Lexington. They put the Braves in a 3rd and 16. Kevin Board uses his first timeout. Give his defense a chance to get off the field here, and even some time remaining for Eli and company. Isaiah and company, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Eli's the brother.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a huge sack for Stenson. Because if you're able to go down, we've seen them score in 40 seconds on their opening drive. So they put more points on the board, could go for 2 and really make this thing interesting.
Yeah, things could change in a hurry with a couple of plays.
Make an adjustment at halftime, come out and get a stop. Could have a brand new ball game. That was a big sack for Stenson.
Yes, sir. You cannot allow them to even get close to this first down. You really have to put them in probably a 4th and 8 or longer, 4th and 10 or longer for them to consider not going for it.
So 3 wide to the left of Riker. There's an open receiver at the top. Not sure if he's looking that way. He's feeling pressure. It's Stenson again. Will he get him? Williams pointing in the direction. He runs out of bounds.
Yes, he does.
So the sophomore quarterback stops the clock on his own, short of the yard to gain.
And the Panthers have 2 timeouts remaining, but we're going to see if Indian Valley will punt this football 4th and 8. Actually, they're going to mark that back at 4th and 11, Dylan.
Even better for the Panthers.
Yes, it is, and that wholesale changes. That means the punting unit's coming on for the Braves. Excellent stop defensively for New Lexington. 1 minute and 4 seconds left on the clock. And who is back deep to receive for the Panthers?
It's Miles Wilson.
Miles Wilson.
So the high punt, it's over the head of the punter. Chasing after it's O'Brien. He'll fall on it, and the Panthers are in the red zone.
And that changes things, my friend. That changes things in a hurry. You just wonder how often this team has to punt a football game. Their long snapper probably doesn't get much work throughout the season.
So he snaps it over the head. The Panthers in the red zone with 1 minute to play before halftime.
Here we go, Panther fans. Just the break you needed. Let's see if the Panthers can get one across the goal line and cut this back to a 1-score football game.
Stevens with 3 wide receivers. Kellogg is back. Schwendeman, the receiver, in the slot. They go to Kellogg. Kellogg leans forward, tackled short. It's a gain of 1 on the play.
Board did not even have to use a timeout. Still 2 remaining for the Panthers. No reason to rush here.
So 2 negative plays for the Braves. Quarterback runs out of bounds, stops the clock on his own, and snaps the ball into the red zone. Stevens, play action. Points in the direction of a receiver. He'll throw this one out of bounds. Stevens so good at that so far this year.
He really is good at extending the play as long as possible, and if he doesn't see something he likes, he still leaves himself the opportunity to chuck that ball out of bounds past the first down marker, past the line of scrimmage rather, so it will be no intentional grounding. Big third down here, but I anticipate them going for a fourth down if they don't make this. I don't think 3 points is going to do you much in a game like this. I think you're going to need to put touchdowns on the board, and Kevin Board probably understands that.
If you score, you cut it to within a touchdown. You got 4 wide receivers out there. Pistol formation. Stevens. It's a QB or it's a draw play, and it goes to Kellogg.
That's going to be very close to the first down.
What a smart play call by Board.
Yes, it was.
They're going to measure, or rather it's a timeout. I think they marked him short.
Yes, and Carson Kellogg comes up with a big run there. Nearly 9 yards.
It was just a smart play. You know, you think you got the 2 timeouts. You wouldn't think with the clock expiring, only 21 seconds before halftime. But just a great play call, because you could have had the first down and then, you know, a couple passes, you can do what you want there. But it is a 4th down and short.
It's going to be a big 4th down and 2 right here. And smart money would say he's going to give it right back to Kellogg, but you just never know. Paul Stinson is a guy who's capable of, he takes some carries now and then. He has a handful of carries on the year, and he's done very well with those carries. I just wonder if you want to get something a little more powerful going downhill. See who they got in the backfield.
So 4th down and 2. This is a strange formation. Now they bunch out. Stevens, the quarterback. And there's a flag.
I mean,
false start on the Panthers.
It wasn't much of a false start. I mean, they're really nitpicking out there as Kellogg, just a little bit of a lean, a split second before the snap, drew that flag. You know, you see that on just about every snap both ways. They've been very selective on when they throw that false start penalty.
That's the 3rd false start called on Kellogg alone. 20 seconds before halftime. They need 6. 10 would score. 5 wide for Stevens. Timeout called. And new Lex. Just wanted to see a defensive look there, and we'll dial up a new play. I'm sure they originally had something short yardage scheduled for the
they had the blocking set up along the right side of the line, and looked like they were going to run Kellogg that direction. That 5-yard penalty was going to negate that play call, and this one's going to be a pass attempt inevitably by Stevens whenever they get to it. But that changed a 4th and 2 to a 4th and 7. That definitely changes your play calling if you're Kevin Board.
What would you call here, partner?
I got to tell you, the playbook's wide open, but Bentley Hansen hasn't touched the football since the first quarter, and good things happen when number 10 touches the football.
Kellogg lined up in the slot. 20 seconds to go or halftime. O'Brien, another receiver to the left. It's Schwendeman, Spicer, and Hansen to the right. So they added another second. 21 seconds now. They motion Kellogg. Stevens takes a snap. Pressure in his face. Fires it up for the back of the end zone. Jump ball. And it's going to be intercepted for a touchback.
Heavy pressure on Stevens. He had no choice, had to get rid of the football. He did give his receiver an opportunity to make the play, but there were a pair of Indian Valley defenders back there up to the task.
Yeah, you don't fault Stevens at all there. Just had to. I mean, you either take a sack and lose the down or fire it up there. And He gave Hansen a shot. Hansen had a hand on it, but now 15 seconds, 22-8. That really could have flipped momentum heading into the locker room. You mentioned maybe a potential game plan to stop the run on their first drive at a halftime, and it could have been a brand new ball game. So it looks like they will just be content with taking a 22-8 lead to halftime. And Williams puts knee to turf, and that will be our score heading into the halftime break. It's Indian Valley 22, New Lexington 8. A lot of work to do here in the halftime speech for Coach Borg. No, Indian Valley, they will receive the ball to start the second half. 22-8 is our score. You've been watching OHSAA High School Playoff Football here on South 60 Films.
artists. Individuals seeking to express themselves. Through design, they tell their stories and communicate their personal aesthetic to the world at large. Is life. Balance is the distribution and placement of weight and importance of artistic elements. Balance can create focus and direction.
Half number 2 here, OHSAA playoff football on South 60 Films. You know, Ted, it's been a game that sort of just flipped somewhere in between. You know, it was the big stop that was just a yard short on 4th down for the Panthers early in. It was the first quarter when that took place, and then after that, you know, you had the pick 6. You had just
that's where the game really changed.
Rushing attack as well.
When New Lexington had a 3rd and long and tried to hit a quick hitter across the middle of the field, the ball was tipped up in the air and intercepted by the Braves, and that was really where the momentum swung in favor of Indian Valley, and New Lex has been unable to recover up to this point, but that's why we play 2 halves. We're going to see exactly what the Panthers have up their sleeves defensively and see if they make any adjustments to try to slow down this Indian Valley rushing attack. Already down 2 scores heading into the 3rd quarter here, and the Panthers are kicking the ball away to Indian Valley to start the 2nd half.
Could we see an onside kick?
You never know. You know, they don't use the T, so
yeah.
It's very hard.
I would not be surprised to see an onside kick to start here. It's risky for sure. 22-8 score.
Looks like that's what they're expecting. Indian Valley.
Indian Valley's everyone up to the ball.
They have 9 guys up within 5 yards. Now they're going to back off.
Williams and Golder, the 2 deep. Here is Owen O'Brien ready to kick this one deep. At least we think. And they do go onside kick. Diving forward. And it's a toss-up. We're going to see who has possession. And it is Indian Valley. So I called it. I said onside kick to start the 2nd half. This is a little Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it did not go in the direction of the Panthers.
Very well executed. Panthers did have an opportunity to get on that football, but excellent reaction by Indian Valley to expect that and get on the football quickly.
So the ball just beyond the 50, and that's where the Braves will take over.
And defensively, this is the series right here for the Panthers. You must find a way to get off the field and give the ball back to your offense just down 2 scores. I think you get down a 3rd score midway through the 3rd quarter, it's going to be a very tough hill to climb.
So only a few pass attempts so far from this Indian Valley team. They had a quick strike that was completed to tailback Golder. Other than that, there's nothing but incompletions. So Kinsey is the tailback. Half number 2. This is Williams. Williams with a crease. Williams in front. Williams past the 40. So a 1st down run picks up 10.
1st down run on 1st down by Riker Williams, the young sophomore QB, picking up right where they left off in the 1st half.
So they trust his athletic ability. He was back deep as a kick returner on the kickoff.
Heard the Indian Valley radio guys say that Kinsey and Williams both with 73 yards rushing each in the 1st half. Very balanced as usual.
So they motion Jackson Bircher in the back, and they'll give it to Bircher. Bircher pushing forward past the 20, and that was rather Golder. So Golder had the carry. A little bit of a disguise as it was a weird handoff there, and another big gain on the ground.
You see it here as a fake toss right there and an inside handoff. Yeah, very well executed, very tough to defend that play unless you can diagnose it early. And the Panthers weren't able to do that.
So just a minute gone here and already in the red zone. This is a give to Kinsey. Kinsey moving forward, shrugs off a defender, uses the power, and he's in for his 3rd score of the ball game.
That was way too easy to begin this 3rd quarter. Expected some adjustments defensively from the Panthers, and the Indian Valley rushing attack picks up right where they left off. It took them just 1 minute and 9 seconds to put another 6 on the board here, Dylan.
So we talked about it coming into the game. Kinsey averaging 230 yards a game on the ground. He has 3 touchdowns in this one. And the PAT is up and good. So 29-8 the score.
Now the Panthers find themselves in a very uncomfortable position, a position they haven't been in really since back in week 5 when they fell behind to Tri-Valley and they weren't able to recover in that game. This offense looks very different than the Scotties. Very tough to defend, this triple-headed running attack by Indian Valley. Led by Kinsey, third score of the evening. He just plunged in.
Now the Panthers will get the ball for the first time in the second half. I mentioned a lot of work to do. 3 scores.
It starts with one. You can't make it all up at once. Starts with 1 score and a defensive stop, and you go from there.
Think we see more onside kicks?
Yeah, I would expect so if the Panthers are able to score.
So Tanner Toth back deep. You know they rotate their return guys.
Cartoons of New Philadelphia kickoff here early in the second half of action. Cartoons of New Philadelphia, your auto accessory and local WeatherTech dealer on West High Avenue. New Philadelphia.
So this kick is pooched to the middle, fielded there by Ratliff. Ratliff moving a little forward past the 30. And that's where we will see the Panthers offense take over.
The Panthers have been unable to establish any rhythm offensively. They scored really quickly on the first drive, on the second play from scrimmage, in fact. And then the other drives have been interrupted by penalties or turnovers or both. So they've really been unable to get in a rhythm like they normally do within the game. Carson Kellogg just 34 rushing yards in the first half. Like to see him get going.
3 wide receivers out there for Stevens. In motion, the aforementioned Kellogg. There is Kellogg. Runs forward, hit in the backfield, loses the ball, he falls on it. So a clear recovery there from Kellogg, but near disaster for the Panthers.
Very fortunate was Carson Kellogg that football took a very generous and fortuitous bounce right back to him. He's able to fall on the football. It's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12 for the Panthers.
So the quick screen game has been neutralized from the Braves as well as the rushing attack. Stevens will give, and a little bit of a trickeration, and he is blown up. Kellogg was looking to throw it back to Stevens, but when he turned his shoulder, he was blown up in the backfield.
Yeah, that play never had a chance. See Carson Kellogg, he never saw Riker Williams coming in behind him to make the play. And that's going to set them well back behind the chains. 3rd and 19. This has been a common theme for the Panthers tonight. 3rd and very long.
This Braves defense is not flinched. Now there's pressure in his face. Rolling out to the left. Stevens, eyes downfield, fires. Wide open there is Hansen. And he's got the first down.
Wow, what a pass and catch. Stevens to Hansen. We're going to get another look at this one. The Ohio Educational replay. Stevens rolling out to his left and fires down the sidelines to Bentley Hansen. First down, Panthers.
So New Lex moving the ball. They throw it outright. This is a screen pass to Kellogg. Kellogg gets the edge a little bit, throws the shoulder down, and still is fighting. He's tackled about 4 yards short of the first down marker, but still a big gain there.
It was a gain of nearly 7 yards. Excellent first down play. Going to be a 2nd and short.
So a good spot there. 2nd down and 2. O'Brien, the receiver, to the bottom of your screen. It's a fake pitch to Kellogg. More pressure in the face of Stevens. Fires this one just out of bounds. It's a good throw.
No harm, no foul on that play. Just threw the ball away, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 2. I'm sure the Panthers are in 4-down territory the rest of the way, down 21 points. Unless they're backed up to the shadow of their own goal line would be the only scenario that would probably stop them from going for a 4th down. I'm sure Coach Board would love to get this on 3rd down and not have to worry about 4th down.
So a big 3rd down and 2. Braves showing pressure, they back off. Quick screen pass. There's Kellogg. Kellogg with some burst. And he is past the 30. A big screen pass gain for the Panther tailback.
Now this offense is looking like the New Lex offense that we're used to. The pass rush. You see very aggressive pass rush by Indian Valley, and it worked against them there. Stevens just dumped the ball off to Kellogg, and he's able to hit a long gainer down into Indian Valley territory.
This is a give to Kellogg. He gets a couple yards there. The only, they've been sort of neutralized on the ground, but they have had big runs on a draw play. It seems to be when they've been able to get the Braves on their heels.
Yeah, the Braves are getting uber aggressive on the pass rush. And if they over pursue, they leave themselves vulnerable for just that, draw and screens.
O'Brien with one-on-one at the top of your screen. Have not seen Spicer since the drop. That came in the second quarter. 3 wide receivers for Stevens. Stevens all day to throw. Now he feels pressure. Fires towards the back of the end zone. He wanted O'Brien. The pass is incomplete.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7.
That was a tough throw to make rolling out to your opposite hand, but he did have an open receiver, O'Brien, in the back of the end zone.
He just couldn't get enough mustard on that pass to get it back there. Rolling out to his right against the grain.
So now Spicer checks in here on 3rd down. He's at the bottom of your screen. A bunch 3 to the top. Stevens takes a snap. Quick screen pass out to the right. That is Ratliff, and I think he's got the first.
I think he does too, but let's check for the official mark here. They've been consistently marking New Lexington a little bit short. Yeah, they did
so
it again.
Another questionable spot. Now they're going to call for a measurement.
Yeah, if that's one thing about this crew, they have not spotted the football well in this game. As they're not even going to measure this. It's going to be a 4th and a half a yard.
So the ball is 4th and inches. I mean, if you look at the top of your screen, you'll see the marker right there on the ball. Shotgun formation, pistol look here for the Panthers. Kellogg, the tailback.
You cannot false start here if you're New Lex.
So it's a give to Kellogg. He fights. He's got the first down.
Well, we think he does.
Yeah.
Let's wait for the official indication.
So that'll move the chains.
That's, nearly a half a dozen spots that went against New Lex already in this football game.
Here is the Panthers offense. Schwendeman in motion. Stevens, all day to throw. Fires it out of bounds.
Smart play by Stevens. Get rid of the football and play another down. Good drive going here by New Lex, though. Some good momentum, got some good flow and rhythm to the offense. Kellogg's getting involved.
Could you sense an all-out blitz here? They were able to do it on a 4th down. Forced a throw from Stevens. Could see it here. If they were to get a sack, it would really put Panthers in precarious position. 4 wide receivers here for the Panthers. There goes Kellogg off to the right. They fire it his direction. Caught. And he cuts forward. And I think he's going to be short.
Looks like he's about a yard short of the marker. Going to bring up a 3rd and short once again for New Lex.
So 3rd down. And there is Kellogg. And he's tackled, but I think he's got the first on the second effort.
I think he does too. And that's the indication from the officials. 1st down and goal, Panthers. From about the 6 or 7, about the 6-yard line.
So a lot of time coming off the clock here in this 3rd quarter. 6 minutes now. Stevens, fake pitch, keeps it himself, leans forward, and he's tackled.
He
got a good gain.
Yeah, he got about half the necessary yardage. Should be down around the 3-yard line. Be a 2nd and goal from there. Panthers quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Stevens looking over to the sidelines for the play call.
Second down and 2. Give to Kellogg. Kellogg spins forward, leans, and he's in. Touchdown, Carson Kellogg.
Just what the doctor ordered for Panther fans.
So New Lexington scores 40 seconds into the game and their first drive. It takes them a long time to score now. But regardless, they cut it to within a 2-score game.
There's a lot of time left in this football game. You mentioned prior to this game starting, I thought the obvious key to this game was New Lexington's defense, and could they create enough stops to give themselves an opportunity to win this game, and they haven't done so yet, but all it takes is a couple stops in the second half, and they put themselves right back in it with the way they're able to move the ball offensively.
Owen O'Brien, PAT, it's up and good. So 29-15 now the score.
Maybe that'll put a little juice and a little life into the Panthers. Let's see if they can find a way to get off the field defensively.
It's a well-executed drive.
You have 3 guys you need to worry about carrying the football, and that's not easy to defend when you just never know where they're going to hit you from, at what angle. As you know, Eric Golder, of the 3, carries the ball the least, but he may be the most dynamic in the open field. He's
got a burst.
He does. He really has a quick burst and straight line speed that is dangerous.
So do we see another onside kick here? You haven't been able to stop the run all game long. Been gashed on big runs, big gains. Maybe you give yourself a shot here.
They nearly recovered that football to begin this half. So it would not surprise me. You know, you're only giving up about 20 yards of field position if you try it, and if you kick the ball off. In all likelihood, Indian Valley is going to start around the 25 or 30.
And it was a quick pooch kick, and it is fielded back to past the 50 into the 40, so into enemy territory. So they went with a quick little huddle thing and tried to kick it off a defender, or rather returner, and went right into the hands. So the ball placed on the 40. Mark at the 41, rather.
Eli Stevens, Paul Stinson, Nicholas Finley. These guys really need to make a big play here for their defense. Try to get in the backfield. There it is.
There's Kinsey. Shrugs off a couple defenders. I'm telling you, there was initial contact in the backfield, as there's been several times tonight, but he still finds a way to pick up 6 on the carry.
Yeah, he was contacted a yard behind the line of scrimmage and ended up gaining 7 yards on that carry.
So we're under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Second down and 3. So 5 seconds on the play clock. They are content with running things down here. Williams keeps it himself. Williams with some space. He creates some and pushes forward. He's to the 25.
Talon Swinderman, Owen O'Brien, along with Lane Ratliff on the tackle for the Panthers, but it's going to be another first down for Indian Valley. Really need to find a way to create a negative play here defensively and try to get Indian Valley behind the marker. Might have to take some chances and run blitz a little bit here in the second half.
This is a give to Kinsey.
Eli Stevens wrapped
There's
him
a
up.
big hit coming in from the linebacker position.
Eli Stevens had a hold, had a grasp on the running back Kinsey, and it was another Panther defender who came in to clean up the mess. Nevertheless, that's the loss you were looking for right there. If you're a Panther fan, that puts them at 2nd and 11. You know, you do that again, put them in a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9 situation.
Definitely plays in your factor.
Yeah, sure does.
3:30 to play here in the third quarter. And this is a keeper for Williams.
I think that was a busted
Stays on
play.
his feet, and he keeps pushing the line forward. I think it's going to be a first down.
That was just individual effort by sophomore QB Riker Williams right there. He should have been stopped for about a 3-yard gain, and he carried a trio of Panther defenders the rest of the way to the first down marker.
That's a play right out of the Navy playbook. Fake it to the up back and run it yourself.
That's one play we may look back at and say that the big difference-making play right there, because Panthers could have potentially had them in the 3rd and long they were looking for.
So the two tailbacks, Kinsey is the fullback, and they will give to him. Looks forward, stays on his feet, and there he goes. Number 4 on the day.
Great footwork from Kinsey. We're going to get another look right here. 5'9", 205 pounds, and watch this footwork in between all these New Lexington defenders. Back and forth, the lateral footwork is second to none. He is as advertised, Dylan.
So 35-15, it'll be James in to add another. Kick is up and good. So 36-15 your score.
And they didn't use much of the clock to go down and score that. Just a little over 3 minutes it took for Indian Valley to put that touchdown on the board in response to New Lexington's score. Lead back out to 21 for the Braves.
Another score across the MVL. It's Wheelersburg 21, West Muskingum 7. 1:02 to play in the third quarter there. So West Em trailing by 14 as they head into the final quarter. We have that game for you.
Pirates of Wheelersburg are the 14 seed in that region, but they're not your average garden variety 14 seed. They lost 4 of their first 5 games and haven't lost since. And they have to play Ironton and Harvest Prep in their regular season schedule, which are playing in the other Region 19 semifinal. So Wheelersburg Pirates battle-tested, and they're showing it tonight.
So it's Toth and Ratliff back deep. They'll kick it on the ground. He fielded at the 35. Moving his way forward past the 40. Good field position here for the Panthers. That was fielded by Miles Wilson. So what a difference a week makes. It was a running clock a week ago. We saw the backup get some action, score a touchdown, the running back.
That game started similar to this game where Logan Elm scored quickly, as did New Lexington this one, and then the other team kind of took control from there as New Lexington took control after that score a week ago, and the Braves have never relinquished control since they matched the first score of the Panthers.
Here is Stevens, a screen play towards the middle, right there defended.
And we're seeing that pass rush really get to Stevens a lot quicker. A lot more juice in the Brave defense right now than was in the first half.
2:27 here in the third. 36-15 your score. 4 wide receivers for Stevens. Spicer in motion. They throw it out to him. Spicer, spin move and tackled. Right back to the line. You throw it behind the line of scrimmage and then kind of put yourself in negative territory trying to get back to the initial line.
I love the idea, trying to get the ball in Spicer's hands. He's dynamic in the open field. A couple of brave defenders there to make the play, including Riker Williams.
Third down and 9 to go. Stevens, play action, pressure in his face, and he is sacked. Quarterback on quarterback crime there. That is Williams getting into the backfield.
And Indian Valley knew coming in how much New Lexington loved to throw the football. You can see it in your film preparation, but now trailing by 21 points, the Braves are really pinning their ears back and being very aggressive on the pass rush.
So Stevens getting ready to punt this one away. We saw an absolute beauty his last.
Looks like they're going to set him up at the 20-yard line here.
So they call it a block in the back. Ball placed right at the 15.
Minute 7 shown on the third quarter clock. Braves up 36-15. They're going to go I-form again. They're running this formation tonight. 2 wide receivers right. Archer's your fullback. Kinsey's your running back.
So Williams will give to Kinsey. That kid is hard to bring down.
We got it. And it looks like Beanie came out. They say that was a fumble.
I think they're calling it a fumble.
The officials are not calling it a fumble. And that's what matters. It certainly looked like he stripped the ball. The officials are just going to give Indian Valley the benefit of the doubt there, I suppose.
So that remains Braves football. So a big break there for the Braves. Kinsey in the backfield. The I formation. They go to Kinsey. Kinsey with space and speed. He gets to the 35-yard line before he's brought down. He's well over 100 on the night.
This is very, very tough to stop. The blocking is exceptional, and then when Kinsey gets to that second level, he's got a full head of steam running downhill. It's very tough to stop.
So that's it for the third quarter. 36-15 Indian Valley leads New Lexington. We're going to step aside. You're watching OHSAA playoff football here on South 60 Films. So we welcome you back. Quarter number 4. It's been all Indian Valley here. And this is quarterback keeper for Williams. So this Braves team, very talented, coached by Matt Lancaster. You know, they've been able to run against great teams too. It's not just like they've been able to do this against some, like, each competition they've played, they've been able to dominate on the ground. Definitely a positive sign as long as health prevails as they get into this tournament.
When I was researching them, I found they did beat a lot of good teams. They beat them close. They beat Dover 45-42. They beat Gary away 40-35. So although they did win those games, I thought they gave up a lot of points, and that's why I was expecting New Lex to be able to hang with them in this game.
So this is a fake pitch, and it goes to the tailback Golder. And he has nowhere to go.
No, he doesn't.
One of the few losses.
Paul Stenson along with Lane Ratliff in pursuit. That's going to be a loss of yardage on that play, Dylan.
Every time we've seen a sack or a loss, we've said Stenson's name. He's been in the backfield several times here. So 3rd down and 11.
I think if you could stop them for no gain or a minimal gain here, they might be forced to punt this football.
So this is Williams feeling the pressure, throws a crackback screen, and he is stuffed.
See Eli Stevens fly out there and make that play?
He's made some plays on the defensive side as well.
The athleticism from a kid who's
swarmed in, made a big tackle.
6'4", 240 pounds, moving around, making plays like that.
So Miles Wilson back deep. The only time we've seen him punt, it went right over the head of the punter, James.
It's only the 2nd time they've been in punt formation all game.
This one kicked high in the air. And Wilson fall right on it. And that's where we'll see the Panthers.
So the game not officially over yet. Panthers have a little life, Starts with 1 touchdown, then you're going to have to recover an onside kick. But I'll tell you what, we saw West Muskingum in their 1st-round playoff game against Afrocentric. They attempted 4 and recovered 2.
Yeah.
So we've seen it can be done at the high school level. It's a lot easier to recover that onside kick at this level.
So here is Stevens and company. It's a play fake, throws out, and it was jumped. That's the quarterback, Williams. They were going in the direction of Spicer.
Dangerous pass there by Stevens. They love that lateral screen game. Just try to get somebody, get the ball in their hands out there one-on-one in space and try to get some yards after the catch. But that route was nearly jumped by Riker Williams of Indian Valley.
So the motion man is Hansen. And another screen pass attempted, and it's knocked down Williams. So Williams has a sack in this one. Had a couple nice deflections.
I think the scariest thing about this Indian Valley team is they return both Riker Williams and Grady Kinsey next year.
Yeah. That's going to be a problem.
Yes, it is. For this region, that's going to be a problem.
Showing pressure, they bring pressure. And they throw it out quick to Kellogg. He's past the 45.
It should be a first. Wow. I mean, that was a bad. There we go. The official running in was marking it at the 45, but he clearly got to the 46-yard line.
So they mark it a first down. The Indian Valley crowd boos, but it was clear first down on that one. Just under 10 minutes to go in the 4th. Schwendeman moving.
That's a false start.
And there's a false start. It's on Owen O'Brien.
That was easy to spot from here. Just a little ambitious from Owen O'Brien. He was the lone split end to the boundary side of the field, nearest to us.
So now a first down and 15. This is a play fake. Stevens throws right out to Kellogg, and he's hit hard. In to make the stop. It's Carson Hostire.
Still a modest gain for Kellogg. About 3, maybe 4 yards. Five-yard gain officially. We'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
So 4 wide. Hansen in motion. Stevens still on his feet. Rolls. He's by the 40. He's going to fire it deep in the direction of Hansen. Makes an adjustment, but it's incomplete.
I cannot believe there wasn't a pass interference flag on that.
There's a little bit of hand fighting there.
Well, Hansen was coming back for the football. The Indian Valley defender had no idea the football was on its way. And if he wasn't looking back making a play on that football. That contact should have been penalty worthy.
So 3rd down and 13. 8:34 to play. Motion Schwendeman. Low snap. Stevens fires it deep in the direction of Spicer, just out of reach. They had safety coverage as well as the corner on him.
That ball just a little bit out of the reach of Spicer. That's going to bring up a 4th and 13 here, Dylan, and this in all likelihood could be your ball game if they're unable to convert this. Just 8.5 minutes to play, down 21 points. No choice but to go for this. Bentley Hansen very, very quiet in this game. After the long touchdown, 62-yard touchdown pass, he's been very quiet since.
Motion Kellogg. Stevens steps up, fires, and he completes. That is Bentley Hansen.
There he is.
He's past the 30. Hansen over 100 yards receiving in this one.
You can get another look at this one on the replay, Dylan. Right down the middle of the field, down splits 2 defenders, down the left seam. Hansen as sure-handed as they come.
Stevens, pressure, steps up, flag thrown. And he just runs out of bounds at the 20, but it's going to be coming back.
Yeah, it seems, these officials, seems like they're reacting to the reaction of the Indian Valley crowd. It seems like when they ooh and ah, then you see a flag, or it's bizarre.
So that moves them back to the 39. Need the 19 for the first down. Stevens, and it's a draw play. There's a give to Kellogg. Kellogg with some space. He's past the 20. He stays on his feet. There goes Kellogg. Touchdown, Panthers. Kellogg, 2nd of the game. And now there's some life.
Yep, great individual effort by Kellogg. I love the play call. Delayed draw. Watch how long Stevens holds this football before he hands it to Kellogg. That gets the defense very aggressively pursuing into the backfield. Then it was all Carson Kellogg from there. Great individual effort by 13 to get in the end zone.
You know, I said it earlier. They haven't really been able to run the ball, but the draw plays have been there.
That's about the 2nd or 3rd time they've popped a big chunk run off that same exact play.
So here's O'Brien.
Able to, if he can convert this PAT, it'll cut the lead back to 14.
Another whistle.
Let's see if this could be offsides against Indian Valley. If that's the case, Kevin Board may elect to go for 2 from the 1.5. This may change Kevin Board's decision here, Dylan.
Yeah, you could find a way to sneak it forward if you want.
He's calling for the other unit. They're going to go for 2 here, Dylan. I like this call.
So here comes the offense.
As we stand now, 36-21. If they can convert this 2-point conversion, they'd cut this lead to 13. Onside kick recovery, you just never know.
So they break out of this formation. Stevens. He'll give to Kellogg, and he pushes forward, so the 2-point conversion's good. So they are, you mentioned, down 13.
Now this game, I'll tell you what, if they're able to come up with a recovery on an onside kick, we're going to have renewed life in the Panther sideline and a whole new football game. You knew this Panther team was not going to lay down. They weren't going to go away quietly. They didn't make it to week 13 just to give up in the second half. That's just not in their DNA.
So you think back now. You look at this game, 2-score deficit for New Lexington. Just a yard short on the one drive. Could have been points there, cut it to within 1. And then the 4th down inside near the 10,
yes,
that could have really been another factor. That could have had this game even right now.
Yeah, the points they did not score to end the second half when they were gifted a turnover down there inside the red zone is proving costly, to say the least. You know, if they had that 7 points on the board right now, this would definitely be an entirely different football game.
Remember, they had it 4th and 1 on that drive before a false start moved them back and forced the pass that was attempted. So 36-23. Don't think anybody's warming the bus up yet. Last time they broke out of their huddle and kicked it directly into the hands of a returner. I think this might be a traditional onside kick, and they do, and they fall on it. So not sure what the kick play call is there.
Well, the Indian Valley has shown once New Lex backs out of that bunch formation, so do they. So I'm just confused why New Lex would choose to try an onside into a whole mess of Indian Valley Braves when if you back out of that formation, they're going to spread out. It's going to give more space for your team to potentially recover that football.
It's one of those, you could try it the first time, but you try it a second time, they're ready for it. So they were ready both times, and once again, positive field position for the Braves. And this is a give to Kinsey. Kinsey moves forward. He gets about 6, maybe 7 on the carry.
Yeah, not only are you trailing, time is not on your side right now. If you're a New Lexington Panther, you desperately need to find a way to get off the field and get the football back into the hands of Isaiah Stevens and the offense.
7:30 remaining here in the game. So 2 wide receivers to the left, they don't really use them. It's been all run. And Williams just called timeout, so he'll use the last possible second, 7:07.
Got to be a lonely life as an Indian Valley wide receiver, right?
Yeah, you better like blocking or you won't see the field.
Right. That timeout was called by Indian Valley. New Lexington, 3 remaining. They have yet to call one here in the second half. Kevin Board does still have some stuff in his pockets if he's able to get the football back. And 2 turnovers in this game by Isaiah Stevens, and he hasn't turned the ball over in probably over a month.
Yeah.
2 in this one game, 1 off the deflection, and 1 it was a 4th and goal, and he just kind of he had no choice. The pass rush was on him quickly, and he had to throw that ball up in the back of the end zone.
I don't think you can fault either interception.
Yeah, you really can't.
And that just goes to show you how clean he's been all year. 3 turnovers. Last year, I mean, it was a lot of turnovers. Really fixed that in the offseason. So 2nd down and 4. This is Williams himself. Blockers out in front and a flag down.
We're finally going to get a hold on Indian Valley. That's the direction the flag chop block is the indication I see.
So it's a chop block on New Lexington.
Wow, wasn't expecting that. You know, chop block is when 2 players are engaged and another player goes in low, and I don't know. New Lexington's playing defense. I don't know why he would go in low. That's bizarre.
So now the ball at the 29. So that first down only hurts time of possession. Right back in the favor of the Braves. There is Kinsey. Kinsey with space, lowers the shoulder, trucks over O'Brien. And he continues to roll. There's a flag late.
This has got to be a personal foul of some sort that we couldn't see from our angle.
Not sure if it was on Kinsey or what took place. And it's on the Panthers.
I mean, I don't know that officiating is going to be the difference in this game, but it has certainly been one-sided, to say the least.
So back-to-back huge gains based on some penalties. You have a chalk block on defense, and then you have a personal foul there.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen that called in my life, a chalk block on a defender.
So 1st and goal. Clock continues to tick. It's under 6 minutes. Kinsey, the tailback, in the I formation. 10 seconds on the play clock. They give to Kinsey. He's a patient runner, too.
Yep.
He's strong. He's able to run after contact, and he's also patient.
He is. He possesses all the qualities you'd want in a running back. The speed, the power, the burst, the vision, but he can go from stop to full speed so quickly. It's just such a huge asset when you can stop, move laterally in the hole, and then pick up right where you left off downhill.
So 2nd down and goal from the 5. We're under 5 minutes to play. There's a give to Kinsey. Kinsey, there's that patience we just talked about. Fights forward, he's short. Tackled at the 2-yard line.
It's going to be a 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line here, Dylan. They're going to have 2 cracks at this if they don't get it on 3rd. 4.5 remaining in this football game. Not officially over yet. If New Lexington can find a way to stop them from getting in the end zone right here.
I think they were fine with not scoring on that one. Just wind some more clock here. This is a pitch. Right there, Kinsey steps in, and he's in. Number 5 on the night. Kinsey running all over this Panther defense.
We're going to get another look right here. Looked like Miles Wilson was there. Just unable to come up with the play against Kinsey as he just sidestepped him to the right, and that burst right into the end zone.
I think we are seeing a D1 running back right in front of our face.
You know, I was curious about that, of what kind of colleges were giving him a look as a junior and who has offered him already. I haven't seen, but you know, I wouldn't disagree with that statement. He could play at the MAC level for sure.
So they're going for 2 here. And rolling out right. Williams going to throw it, and it's intercepted. And a whistle blows. I think it was Spicer on the interception.
Yep. I think in high school that's just a dead ball. I don't think you can return that for points like you can in the higher levels of football. I think once you intercept the pass on a 2-point conversion, it's dead ball from there.
It's a nice grab for Spicer, but it'll be for naught. 4:10 to play. It is 42-23.
Indian Valley almost to their season average of 46 per game. Panthers came in averaging 42 per game. They're going to be stopped short of that by this Braves defense tonight.
So we want to remind you, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Custom Vehicles of Zanesville, your local source for all your automotive accessory needs. Check us out at customvehicleszane.com. So we got 4:10. This will be where New Lexington kind of try to get some sort of hope back. Cole James going to kick this one away. We've seen him do a little bit of everything. On the ground, in the air, out of bounds. Hard to tell what you see from this kicking game of the Braves. This one, a little bit of both. Kicked in the air and pooched and fielded there by Ratliff. He's hit hard and stopped by right there about the 28-yard line. So Ratliff about 4 minutes away from becoming a starting quarterback, more than likely.
Yeah, more than likely, yes. And the Panthers can focus their attention on the hardwood, where they're expected to have a fantastic basketball season this year. But trip to the regional semifinals in football, not a bad thing to have in your resume.
So 4 wide receivers here for Stevens. And it's another draw play. They're not fooled this time. Kellogg tackled. It's a gain of 1.
Maybe give him a half-yard gain. Brings up second down. Clock is under 3:40 to go. Stevens in the shotgun. Kellogg behind him.
So Stevens still out here with 4 wide. Steps up in the pocket, and he'll step right into a sack. So Caden Riggs, the junior D lineman, gets in the backfield for the sack. You know, when he steps up in the pocket, he really steps to one direct side, and it worked so far. But once again, great adjustments here made by Coach Matt Lancaster on the other side.
Yeah, this pass rush in the second half for Indian Valley has been very aggressive and ferocious, really presenting the Panthers with a lot of problems. Not allowing enough time for their long routes to develop downfield. Stevens has been forced to make some tough decisions, just get rid of the football out of bounds or try to make the best of it with his feet.
Under 3 to play. It's a fake pitch right across the middle, and it's intercepted. Caden Riggs intercepts Stevens, and I hope that's not his last pass as a high school quarterback.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. The Braves were ready for that. And that route was jumped by number 12, as you mentioned. And Indian Valley retakes possession with just 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the game. And they could very well salt this one away right here on this possession.
So just a fantastic year from the New Lexington side. You talk about the offensive firepower they've brought week in and week out. I mean, 1,500-yard receiver, 1,500-yard running back, a quarterback with over 35 touchdown passes. And there goes a big run again.
Yeah, the Braves are just proving to be the team here in the second half that has the most wind left in their lungs, the most energy left in their legs, and body language on the Panthers. This Panther team has only lost 1 game back on week 5. September the 20th. They lost to the Tri-Valley Scotties. Other than that lone loss, have been unblemished until now.
As for Indian Valley, still yet to find a loss on their schedule. They're going to roll to their regional title.
In all likelihood, it's going to be a matchup of 13-0 unbeatens. Indian Valley versus St. Clairsville. The last I checked, St. Clairsville was up a couple scores on West Holmes. And that should be a dandy of a game. Most likely played somewhere in the Cambridge area, potentially.
So Indian Valley, the players cranking up their crowd. You'll hear the cowbells firing. Under 2 minutes to play. About 1 first down will close this thing out. Well, we expected a lot of offense, and that was the case, but the Braves defense also made a couple big plays when it mattered.
Yeah, we knew that was what was going to decide this game, which defense could create some stops, some turnovers, and that defense was Indian Valley tonight, unfortunately, for Panther fans. But still an outstanding season for New Lexington. 11 wins and a regional semifinal appearance.
So this will be a give. And a first down picked up by Eric Golder. And that in all likelihood will end things here from Coshocton. Team.
Handful of plays you can look back at in the first half down there, and a tip pass interception that set up Indian Valley. They actually returned that for a score, so that was 7 points that the Indian Valley offense didn't even score.
So knee goes to turf again. And that'll do things here from Stewart Field. It's the Indian Valley Braves advancing to the regional finals. They beat the New Lexington Panthers 42-23. On-field celebrations as the Panthers season comes to an end here in Coshocton. Like you said, very excited for the basketball season, but you'd like to see this team go as, I mean, it's still a great run here, making it this far.
It's going to take these kids, several days, if not longer, to get over this. I'm sure they've had every intention of coming in here and winning this game and playing Week 14 next week, but it wasn't in the cards for the Panthers.
So that'll do it here from Stewart Field, 42-23. The final. Indian Valley beats New Lexington. We'll step aside and be back with the post-game show. You're watching OHSAA playoff football here on South 60 Films.
That was returned for 6, and Indian Valley tried to return the favor right here, Dylan, late in the second quarter, but New Lex was unable to capitalize.
Then we go right back to Kinsey. Kinsey running it all the way forward. He found the end zone. That was number 3 of the night. Yep. He had 5 total. And then, some life coming back out of the halftime break from New Lexington. Kellogg finding the end zone. But once again, stop me if you heard this before, Kinsey.
Yeah. There he goes for number 4.
So this right here, it's a great draw play. Kellogg found his second touchdown in the game, so he was able to score twice. And I think that was the one bright spot you could say you could look forward to from the New Lexington side. But, what can you say about the New Lexington season? Only one loss, and then here tonight, number 2.
Yeah, very successful season. A small school championship, 2 playoff wins, 11-2 record. And Isaiah Stevens and the cast of characters he has on offense had just an outstanding year. Now they can, after they digest this loss, they can move on to the basketball season.
And that's something to look forward to as well. Just one more thing. You have a 1,500-yard rusher, 1,500-yard receiver. You have a quarterback that made big strides in year number 2. What can you say about his performance this year in Stevens?
Outstanding performance this year. He did throw some picks tonight, but just 3 coming into tonight, so he's taken very good care of the football, and it's his play that's put the Panthers in position to win each and every week.
All right, so that will do it here from Stewart Field. You know, Coshocton, the Redskins hosting here, you know, is a great venue as we were able to bring you this game here on South 60 Films. But the final score, once again, 42 Indian Valley. They advance to the regional finals. They'll be moving forward. As for the Panthers, their season comes to an end here. They put up 42-23 final here from Stewart Field. That will do it as you've been watching another presentation for Ted Snyder, Dylan Kearns, everyone in the booth. Down in the production truck, you've been watching OHSAA playoff football here on South 60 Films.